Hi, and welcome back to Fairytale Challenge Training. It is week 16. I cannot believe we are getting so close. I hope you're enjoying my wind chimes. I just always think they're so pretty. But this week we will be talking about part 2 of Anna and Elsa. And that is Scout.
Two puppers. Is that my two puppers? Oh, they're being sweet. Hi, guys. Oh.
Okay, so it's Saturday, long run day. I'm actually using my long run to complete my one workout I was going to do this week, which is my steady state pace workout, which is where I work on the pace that I would use for the half marathon for 40 minutes after a warm up, and then I do cool down at the end. I've had a really good week of running, actually. I've just been trying to do 3 miles a day before today, and a couple of them were great. I had one day where I negative split the 3 miles, which was awesome, especially on my street, which is super hilly, which is why I'm getting ready to do this long run right now on the treadmill, because my street is so hilly, and even though it's you really can't tell because of how bright it is, but it is a beautiful day outside. But I want to be able to just set my pace and not have to worry about going up and down a whole bunch of hills for 6.5 miles. So I'm going to do this run, and then we will get to talking about Frozen 2. I have so many things I love about Frozen 2, so I'm really excited to talk about it. So let me get this done, and then I will check back in. Alright, 6.5 done. It went really well. A few little achy things. I think it's just because I'm getting to the end of, the combined 2 training plans. So, nothing that I can't work through. That's gonna bother me for, having to do the challenge. So I'm ready, and I'm so excited. So Frozen 2 is amazing, and I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, I mean, this is not like your typical, a little bit of strife, but pretty much easygoing princess story, I mean, they go through a few things in this movie. So there was 3 things that jumped out at me. So I'll just start at the beginning of the movie, and we'll go through. So the first thing that jumps out at me is the Anna and Olaf song, Some Things Never Change. And, of course, later in the movie, Olaf is like, says to Anna, oh, you said that some things never change, and it seems like everything has changed since then. And, like I mentioned last week, I'm pretty sure it was last week, that, nothing ever stays the same in this world. But the one thing that we can count on that will never change is God and his love for us. Some verses that I love that speak to that. Hebrews 13:8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Isaiah 40, verse 8, the grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God will stand forever. James 1:17, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. And I find that so comforting that, we can count on that to never change. Everything in this world is going to change. People around us, the climate that we live in. Hello, pandemic. No one ever saw that coming, I'm sure. But the one thing that we can count on that is never going to change is God and his love for us. There's nothing we can do to increase it or decrease it. His love for us. It's such an amazing thing. So I always think about that whenever I hear that song. It's one of my favorite songs in the movie. And the second thing that I love is the journey that Elsa goes on. She kind of, started to, love who she was created to be in the first movie as far as her powers, which I talked about last week. And in this movie, she really comes into her own. And, you see that you know, in the song, you know, how do I follow you into the unknown? I mean, that's, you know, kind of speaks to the change to something completely different. But then, of course, the song Show Yourself. And if you listen to the lyrics of that song, I mean, it's really just, you know, the one you've been waiting for has always been there. It's always been right here, you know, who you are, who you were made to be. And that's such a cool thing, and we all can have that same journey, you know, really discovering who God made us to be. Some verses for that. Psalm 139, verses 13 and 14. For you formed my inward parts, you covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. Romans 1:20. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, including us, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away, and behold, all things have become new. That's 2 Corinthians 5:17. So, always something that I love to share and always want to remind everyone, and you know, it's like I'm going to say at the end, we're masterpieces. We're the thing that he created that I believe he loves the most. And he made us to do amazing things. So, and then the last thing, probably the point in the movie where I was like, wow, they really are trying to go deep in this movie, is when Anna believes that Elsa is gone and she sings the song Do the Next Right Thing. And I remember when the pandemic first happened, I was like, what am I supposed to do? Well, actually, when it wasn't even just the pandemic, because around that same time, or even a little bit before, I remember just, you know, everything happening in society, all of these things happening at once, and you're like, what is the right thing to do? And sometimes it's hard, as for me, I can't look past the moment that I'm in, because then I get worried, I get anxious, it sends my stress level through the roof. And so I think about just in this moment, what is the next right thing? What is the next right thing? And so the very first time I heard that song, that is what I thought of. I was like, what an amazing message. Especially, you know, this, you know, kids are watching this movie. That's a great thing to remember. Just, you know, in this moment, what is the right thing to do? What is the next right thing? And one of the first Bible verses that I thought of when I was thinking about what I wanted to share was one of my memory verses that have memorized since high school, Matthew 6:34. So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow comes with its own troubles. It's one you see a lot when you look up verses for anxiety and worry. Is, I mean, you can't do anything about tomorrow. If anything, the only thing you can control is what is happening in this very moment, how you're going to react to it. Yeah, I always have to remember that one. So some other verses that I found. Galatians 6:9, let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not grow weary. Ephesians 6 verse 7, with good we will render service as to the Lord and not to men. So I can't believe how close we're getting. I only have one more princess. And at this point, you might be able to guess what the last princess is. But I can tell you that next week, which seems really like close to race day to just now be doing a costume check, but I wanted to wait till I actually did her for my themed week. So I'll be doing a costume run through next week, which is super exciting. And yeah, oh my gosh, I told my husband earlier, I'm not sure it's gonna feel real until I'm walking into that expo, that I'm actually getting to go for a live runDisney race. It just seems absolutely amazing to me that this is happening. So be sure to give this video a like, comment with who you're dressing as for the races if you're going to be there, and be sure to subscribe. We've got some exciting things coming. So yeah, always remember that you are God's masterpiece, and I will see you next week. Bye!